Are your kids alive? Congratulations! You're a good mom. Your kids are alive. That is incredible. I don't know how we survived to adulthood. I really don't. You are keeping your child alive. You are a good mom. Do you miss having time for Jesus and yourself, but you're drowning in the responsibilities of motherhood? If so, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Cheryl, wife, girl mom, and Jesus follower. I learned the not-so-secret ways to become the mom my girls needed by prioritizing Jesus back into my mom life and reclaiming my identity in Christ. If you're ready to build faith while washing dishes, rediscover your identity, and love yourself like your babies do, grab your earbuds and lock that bathroom door for a minute alone. It's time for Mom. We held our little newborn baby, and we were so sure that we knew what we were doing because she was our second child. We took her home, and her big sister got to meet her, and everything was great for about a week. And then she wouldn't stop crying. She cried so much, and she didn't want to sleep. If we set her down at all, she'd wake up, and we were at our wits' end, and she was only a week or two old. Shouldn't I know what I was doing since she was my second child? At our wits' end, we finally called for help in the form of a good friend who happened to be a lactation consultant. And she took a look at my daughter and said, "Oh, she has fundus. She's not getting enough milk. You need to get donor milk immediately." So we did. Thankfully, she knew some moms who had extra milk, and we had to start supplementing while we fixed my supply problem. And in the back of my head, a voice was screaming that I was not enough, that my daughter almost died, and I didn't even know she was that close to death. I was such a bad mom. Moms in this life are plagued by self-doubt. I don't know why, but they are. The kids are crying. I'm crying. Have I even brushed my hair today? Makeup? What is that? One kid is sick. The other's throwing a tantrum. They're both eating cereal that promises to be healthy while being filled with sugar and food dye. I'm hiding in the bathroom, waiting for the next fight to start. How could I be doing a good job? Because right now I feel like a complete failure and a bad mom. We're under so much scrutiny from ourselves, from others. Even if there isn't any outside judgment, we find ourselves comparing us to Pinterest moms and Facebook moms and that perfect image that we think is the standard we need to strive for. But how can you tell if you're a good mom, especially in the middle of all of these picture-perfect moms, in the middle of all the criticism, judgment, and sometimes condemnation from ourselves and from others? Well, here are some ways that I have found to judge whether or not I'm being a good mom. Number 1, are your kids alive? Congratulations! You're a good mom. Your kids are alive. That is incredible. I don't know how we survived to adulthood. I really don't. You are keeping your child alive. You are a good mom. Number 2, do you love your kids? I'm not saying, are you happy with your kids? I'm saying, do you love your kids? There are many times when I am not happy with my children, whether they're lying or sticking their tongues out or being mean or hitting each other or myself. That does not make me happy with them. But I love them so much. I would do anything for my children. Do you love your kids? You're a good mom. Are you doing the best you can do? Our kids, as my parents like to say, didn't come with an instruction manual tattooed to their butt. It would be pretty nice if they did, but they didn't. We do the best we can by guessing. We take counsel when we need it. We seek counsel when we need it. But we're doing the best that we can with what we have. And what we have is a tiny human that is a complete guessing game. And if you're doing the best you can, Mama, you are a good mom. When your child is scared and needs comfort or protection, do they run to you and your husband? That means they feel safe and loved with you. You're a good mom. Do you want to do what is best for them? Whether that is making them eat some veggies so they can poop, making sure they know right from wrong, making them brush their teeth even though they're screaming and toothpaste is flying everywhere because you care about their well-being and you want to do what is best? Well, congratulations, Mama. You're a good mom. If you said yes to even one of those things, you are a good mom. God formed your kids in your womb. That means He picked you out of all of the women in the world to be the mother of your children. He knew what your kids needed, and He picked you. You were handpicked by God to be the mother of your children, and God does not make mistakes. God does not judge your success as a mother by how curated your mommy blog is, how happy your kids look on Facebook, whether you get yearly family photos, whether you log their growth every day, whether they are defined as geniuses by the age of 2. That's not what God defines your success as a mom. God defines your success as a mother by how you care for your children. The two most important things we can do in this life is to love God and love people, and your kids are people. You just have the responsibility of raising those little miniature menaces. That makes you a good mom. Just love your kids. You can't listen to all the voices in the world. There is an endless variety of ways to raise your kids, ways to problem solve issues that you're experiencing, and then you throw in personality quirks or learning disabilities or those same things, but on the parents, and it makes it hard. You don't need to judge yourself as to whether or not you're doing a good or bad job. You're doing the best you can. You are trusting that God will lead you, that God will help you. And if someone comes up to you and tells you you're being a bad mom, you don't have to listen. You can walk away because you know what you're doing. They just see a snapshot. Being a good or bad mom doesn't mean you're a perfect mom. There are many times when I struggle with whether I'm a good or bad mom simply based on the fact that apparently I have some temper problems that have come out now that I'm a mother. Because I know that I have problems with frustration and getting angry, that doesn't make me a bad mom. That just means God is using my children to refine me. He started the process with my husband. I think He's finishing it with my children. You don't have to listen to the voices. You don't have to see an idyllic version of family and think that it's you. You've got to learn who you are as a mother and learn how to work with yourself as a mother and how to work with your kids as a mother. That's all you've got to do. It's a big job, but just trying means you're a good mom. If you want a few other ways to just help encourage you, I would love it if you would go over to Sandy Cooper's podcast. It's called The Balanced Momcast. She's been reading through her award-winning book, Mom, You're Amazing, and Other Things I Want to Tell You, and it is absolutely amazing. And I would encourage you to go and listen because she has years and years of being a mom and being in this battle of fighting against perfection and life and being a mom in the middle of it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be mom. And if you're listening to this, I'm going to guess you are mom and you're being mom and that you are an amazing mom because you love your kids, you care for your kids, and you're trying to raise them up the best that you can. So please take a step back and encourage yourself instead of being critical. You are a good mom. Until next week, I just pray that God will breathe into your life and breathe some encouragement into you. Surround you with people who love you and will lift you up in those times when you are struggling. Because like I said, being a mom is hard. You're guessing at what your children need until they can communicate it themselves. And then you have to manage all the personality conflicts that happen because no two people are alike. Keep your head up, Mama. You can do this, and you are an amazing mom. Hey, beautiful. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds to share this with a mom who's wading through those mounds of laundry and dishes and wishing for just a little me time? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It makes my day to know this podcast has helped you. Well, it's time for me to wash more dishes and cook more food. I'll meet you next Wednesday for another episode. Until then, may the God of grace fill you with His peace. Bye.